normal shares of an Insomniac tweet of just a post of Spider-Man. That's not a rumor, something coming over. A rumor
is something that Xvault Gaming does on his channel when he says Xbox is dead.
Is something of some sort of leak or insider stating one thing or the other. Not one insider has stated this Spider-Man is heading that way.
That's not true. There's been quite a few people that have hinted on the idea of Spider-Man dropping on Xbox, even to go as far with the Xbox handheld. What are you talking about, bro? I mean, this dude is capping, and what's even more laughable, you still not even talking about the job listing. He even goes as far to call that a rumor, even though Sony publicly published it themselves, saying that, hey, this is what we're looking for profitability. And the funny thing is, wasn't you on Porter Roach's podcast, and you guys was discussing all this, and look at that. You must be one of those weirdos he was talking about.
Is having the opportunity to arrive on other platforms aside from PlayStation or PC at this time or in the next couple years even. Nobody's alluded to anything. That a rumor.
Are you serious? Nobody has alluded to this? Not Destin, nobody in the community? Bro, the same guy that you brought up earlier in this video, Colt Eastwood, has also alluded to it. Then, bro, come on, man. You guys are capping, bro.
Is a rumor, not a, hey, we're just going to will this to an existence, hopefully, maybe, crossing the fingers. There are no rumor. You have to have a basis. You have to have a basis somewhere to corroborate on a rumor. You'd have to have PlayStation executives come out stating hashtag the whole slate, hashtag no red lines.
Well, they also came out and put a job listing saying that how they want to... Where have you been? How come you completely keep missing the job listing? How about you bring that up to people's attention, man? The fact that you're this salty to the point where you don't even want to bring that up as to what Sony said, hey, we're trying to hire somebody to expand on this whole multi-platform strategy as far to Epic Games, Steam, Xbox, and even the Nintendo Switch 2. How come you haven't brought that up in this video, man? So you said that that wouldn't make it a rumor, but this would also give people a reason as to why Spider-Man might potentially go to Xbox. That is something that people can go off on. But no, of course ain't nobody doing it. You know, I'm just living in my own little pony island, you know, with all the rest of my horses. I'm not paying attention to any of these things that are going on in the community.
Whatever the case is, then you might have something to go on. At least you have something.
Yeah, they do. It's called the job listing.
To go on. There's nothing of the sort other than PlayStation games are also on PC.
That's not, bro. You see the cap, bro. And the funny thing is, oh, maybe he don't know. No, he knows because I seen him reply to people's comments in his own comment section, and he even goes far to say, "Well, I need more concrete evidence if this is." Bro, the proof is right in front of you, man. Like you're trying to tell me that you can't read text, you can't read what Sony said in regards to expanding on the Nintendo Switch, Epic Games Store, and everything? You didn't see that? What do you think that means? Oh, the live server. Bro, Porter Rock was right. You guys are a bunch of weirdos. You still fighting this fight is crazy.
Divers 2, yes. Games as a service game coming to the Xbox ecosystem.
See, now that's the excuse that they're going to do. So once they finally drop their first single-player narrative story-driven game on Xbox and Nintendo Switch 2, what are you going to say now? Are you going to still continue to do these garbage videos? Like, I'm just being honest here. Like, why are we even doing this, bro? You even got Sony themselves telling you this on their own website. And yet you out here telling people that that's rumors. How is it a rumor when it came from the source?
System late August. We have nothing to corroborate for Spider-Man. You get a game that does eventually go over there because it's games as a service. What does that attune to? Again, they're not even basing it off of Helldivers 2. They're basing it off of a tweet that Insomniac posted.
No, they're basing this off the job listing that came out not too long ago. Bro, you was capping, bro. And people's like, oh, he ain't capping. He probably don't know. He knows. Come on, bro. He knows. Because if he didn't know, he would have talked about it. Okay? Like, come on, man. Like, I mean, we know what you're doing here, man.
With Spider-Man just swinging. Talking about Spider-Man. There's nothing there. So, are we surprised that they're trying to chock full and get some steam behind this? No, we're not, but funny nonetheless. Pathetic, desperate, whatever you want to say. Literally hashtag Spider-Man PS5.
Okay.
They don't even hashtag PC in this post.
Yep, and that didn't stop the game from going to PC. So what are you talking about, bro? What does this have anything to do with the new information that has been provided to everyone?
They don't hashtag anything else. They don't allude to anything else. It's him throwing up.
You see how he diverted all that attention, all that negativity in regards to Sony to something else that is completely irrelevant as to what people are talking about, bro? That is the definition of a fanboy. The fact that you didn't even want to cover it on your own YouTube channel to use this for content when you probably could have got more views and algorithm talking about what's actually trendy so you can save face and still continue to live your life as a fanboy. Well, guess what, buddy? That job listing is telling people that they're going to expand on the concept of their multi-platform strategy. You guys want to keep pushing into this whole live service and subscription approach, which we already know that ain't working. I mean, come on, man. You people are ridiculous. How many live, like Porter Roach said, we don't even got live service in subscription games. Other games is coming. Stop the cap.
Who doesn't play anything but Forza, really, is latching on stating rumor. Guys, we can create whatever rumors.
What rumor are you talking about? It came from PlayStation's very own website. How is that a rumor?
We want on any channel.
Oh, man.
Without having a basis to go off of.
I just told you one. Look at the job listing, bro. Look at the job listing. Forget that. And like I said, there's going to be more games than just Spider-Man. Okay? But my point is this, though. Why you say there's no basis for why people should be saying this, but yet we have a job listing. Bro, do I have to put it in the video, bro? You guys already know what I'm... Bro, why are you avoiding this conversation?
It doesn't make sense. It leaves you looking desperate. And not too long ago, do we not remember that they were making fun of the PlayStation community because we knew the whole slate was coming, but that translated to port begging, and that's pathetic and beneath them and all that.
But y'all did the same thing, though. How are you going to sit there and chastise people for what they're doing on Xbox when you guys all engaged in the same behavior?
That sort of stuff. But they're coming around with a tweet that you're seeing right now. Clamoring. And then don't forget, you know what, we'll get to that. We'll get to that other topic here. IPs as well. Spider-Man is hugely popular across the world.
And he's going to be hugely popular on other platforms, and there's nothing you can do about it.
The entire world. That's one that translates all over the place.
Yes,
Spider-Man,
it translates all over the place in regards to other platforms or where he would be available.
and is that popular. He does numbers in comics, toys, games.
And he will continue to do numbers on other platforms. You see, you can no longer cope for this, bro. Look at this. You can tell this man is angry, bro. Look at that. You know, he's like, see you guys later, man. I'm gonna go save Xbox and Nintendo Switch 2. They need a good old superhero around. And look at that. I mean, you're really holding on to this man, bro. What comes great power, comes great responsibility. That's what Spider-Man and Peter Parker said, which also means that he has the responsibility of giving his game to everyone, which is fun for Nintendo and Xbox.
It doesn't even matter if it was a mediocre game. Look at past Spider-Man games; those still sold extremely well.
Not a lot of them, but some did.
Oh, but let's continue here. Gaming Profit's back. He's not done with one post. He has another one.
Uh-oh.
Announcement is imminent, like he states, and of course has a Switch 2 box art mock-up as well as the Xbox.
That's actually a Switch 1 box art, but okay.
Box art mock-up here. Hoping for the best, saying it's going to be ported over by Nixus and all that stuff as well. And you know what? I'm not ever going to mislead you guys and say something like that can't ever happen.
So then why are you crying in this whole video then? You're going as far to tell everybody that it's rumors, it's fake, it ain't coming, this and this and that, just for you to go as far to say, I'm not saying that this can't happen. Then what was the point of this video?
It's going to be ported over by Nixus and all that stuff as well. And you know what? I'm not ever going to mislead you guys and say something like that can't ever happen.
Bro, you've been misleading us for 10 minutes and 51 seconds. Okay, exactly. I had to check for you to go as far to say this garbage. Then how about you come out and talk about the job listing and give your honest opinions on it? Like, what was this, man? Like, this is not a good way to go out. I'm going to be honest.
I'm not going to say that it's not likely. It probably isn't likely anytime soon. There's no need for it. Exclusives.
I can't wait for this to happen. Make sure if you guys are on Twitter, clip this segment. And then when it happens, then you can clip this segment to what actually got announced. Oh, it will be so funny.
Matter all that stuff. I know people still argue with me to the moon about exclusives, but they don't have a good rebuttal. I always turn around and explain to them, and then they have nothing to say, and they
Well,
just.
I could tell you right now, exclusives don't matter because these companies are not using. They're just trying to make good games for their audience. If exclusives matter, then why did Square and all these other companies put games on other platforms? Because they understand, especially with the budget of these games, right? Exclusives is not what's getting them their full money. Now, maybe if exclusives sold like Call of Duty and Grand Theft Auto, maybe they could afford to keep the game on one platform. But when you don't have enough people buying the game on your platform, well, guess what? The game has got to go over. It is what it is. Nintendo doesn't have to indulge in this because they don't really spend that much money in their game. So they can afford to, I wouldn't even say take losses because if anything, they make more than enough money making a AA game and walking out with AAA money. Like that's what Nintendo's known for doing. But if Nintendo was doing AAA, I guarantee even Nintendo would have to be very selective as to what games. We'll probably be seeing more Mario games, honestly. But luckily Mario games don't cost that much to make.
And double down on what they already said. They lose the moot point. The truth is, exclusives matter. Always have, always will, as long as
And when these games go to another platform, are you still going to have that stance, or are you going to double down on that again?
they are around, and hopefully that works out. Because for you as a consumer,
PlayStation Blackjack.
believe it or not, exclusives matter. That being said, like I said, continuing to clamor does come, but that is one that I'm clamoring for. But again,
But this is my whole argument, though, man. Like, you're saying that it's rumors, this, and Xbox fanboys are salty, or whatever the case is. But yet, the job listing says otherwise. How can you go as far to say that that's a rumor when Sony announced that themselves on their own website? That's all I'm saying, man. I understand you want to cope and you want to cap as to what's going to go on with your precious $500 box. But, I mean, the proof is the proof, man. And what's crazy, Porter Rock had you on his little 60 years old No Games podcast, and you was out here chopping it up with him. And like I've said, he says, man, you PlayStation fanboys ain't nothing but a bunch of weirdos. You guys bash Xbox. You don't have the excuse. You see what happened to them, and you know what's going to happen to PlayStation next. Like I said, every time Microsoft does something, Sony always follows suit, and they will continue to do that tradition. Like they've always been ever since they've been in the gaming community. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, Xvault Gaming, he's really capping out of his pony teeth right now. He can't help himself, But like I said, take care. Peace out.